Hi everyone, this is Kevin Teaches. This is my series on macroeconomics. Let's move into the first section of what is economics. Macro, econ, econ, section 1.1. First of all, what is economics? Let's figure out what the definition of macroeconomics is. First and foremost, economics. The definition of economics is simply the study of how you all make decisions. Study of how we make decisions. Study of how we make decisions in the face of scarcity. The face of I'm gonna make this red to just make sure you understand. Make of scarcity. So what I'm gonna demonstrate this to you. This is me right here. Hi, this is me. All badly drawn, and I want to go find something for lunch. Lunch, yay. And the only thing that's stopping me from eating everything in the world, what is stopping me is the scarcity of stomach space. Stomach space. For instance, I can choose so many different things for lunch. One, I can have pizza. I can have burgers. Or, I can have chicken. Just fried chicken, any kind of chicken. And what's stopping my stomach is if I choose one of them, like pizza, I'm not going to have burgers. I can't have chicken. And so you face this decision all the time when you go to a restaurant. You say, I have so many decisions to make, but if I choose one, I forgo the others. And that's all about economics. We see this in the financial markets. We see this in the banking market. We see even this in the pet market, where you can only choose one breed of dog, and if you choose that one, you can't choose any of the other dogs. So economics surrounds us everywhere, and we're always limited by our decisions. Sometimes we can only make one decision. And so, making only one decision in the face of all others is pretty much going to lead us to our next vocab word, which is scarcity. Scarcity. Oh, let me just correctly spell that for you. Scarcity, as simply as we've already talked about, humans have unlimited wants. Unlimited wants. Wants. I want pizzas, I want burgers, I want chickens. But what we have is we're constrained by something. There's not enough supply. For instance, I don't have enough stomach supply to make sure I can eat pizza or burgers or chicken. I have a scarcity of stomach space. You've also heard of scarcity such as in electricity, as in money. If you say, I don't have enough money, you have a scarcity of money. You have unlimited wants. I want toys, video games, and everything, but there's a scarcity of money, so I can't buy all of it. Some examples, for example, we have hours in a day. Hours in a day, which is 24. You can't do you can't work more than 24 hours in a day. So you're pretty much constrained by 24 and you have to divide it however you can. There's a finite amount of land and there's a finite amount of workers. These are all examples of scarcity that if you don't have enough land for everyone, we'll have to be really jam-packed. And if there's not enough workers, we can't open up a business and, serve whatever we wanted to serve. So those are just two vocab words at the very beginning is economics, what the study is, and making sure that you understand is then making decisions in the face of scarcity, highlighted in red. And then there's actually the definition of scarcity and what it means. It just means that we have unlimited wants and sometimes there's not enough supply for it. And so moving on. In economics, there's this huge breakthrough that because now we know what jobs are essentially aka specialization of labor. Specialization of labor. What does this mean? What does this mean? Well, back in the olden days, alright, let me draw myself again. Me, if I wanted pizza, yay, pizza, I would first grow crops. And I would have to raise, let's say, animals to eat, or if you're not a meat eater, raise even more crops. And then number three, I would have to make my own tools. And number four, I would have to harvest. And five, blah blah blah. And six, da 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 da. And we don't do this today. And the reason why is because we actually are able to specialize in labor, meaning we can have people do these individual jobs, such as growing crops. We have farmers. We have number two, raising animals. We have people that do that. Our cattlemen, our cowboys. We have three, making tools. We have people in factories able to make our tools. Number four, harvest, stuff like that, yada, yada, yada. And so the theory of this pretty much comes down to a book and it's a specific person, and his name is Adam Smith. Adam Smith. You can look him up, but and first and foremost, he kind of looks like everyone else back in the day. He had a nice, cool wig, and like he was really smart and everything. He was raised from 1723 to 1790, and his most famous book of all time, most influential, is The Wealth of Nation. The Wealth of Nation. Of Nations. And this was produced in 1776. And basically, what you have to understand is it introduces an important, super important concept of, let me vocab word again, the division of labor. Division of labor. What does the division of labor pretty much tell us? It says that if let's something as pizza, if I want to make pizza, we have a lot of tasks. We're dividing tasks into small jobs people can do over and over. And if we look back up, let's scroll back up. Someone can grow crops year over year. Someone can raise animals year over year. And just to make one pizza, we're dividing our labor over and over. And number six, maybe just, making pizza. Someone has to make the pizza. So we're going to divide the labor so someone can grow the crops. And if they can get really good at that. And number six, someone can, get really, really good at making that pizza. And eventually, we'll have such a good pizza, everyone's going to be outstanding. And yay, everyone's going to eat pizza in the world. And so we're going to divide tasks into small jobs people can do over and over. And so what happens when you do something over and over again? It pretty much turns into, we're specializing, We're going to do something called specialization. In our economy, that was the huge work revolution where instead of me making everything into pizza, we had everyone do their own job. So specialization. And this pretty much entails that we allow people to focus on one thing. Focusing on one thing, and getting really good at that. And getting really, really good at it. Really good. For example, some of these specializations are doctors. We have farmers. And you might not even think about it, but like shoemakers. Shoesmiths, I would like to call them. Doctors, for example, you don't want someone to just be a part-time doctor. You want someone to really understand how to be a doctor. And so they take about 8 years after college to become great doctors. And if we didn't divide and have specialization, we would never have the doctors we have today. And an advantage of specialization is that we produce way faster now. Way faster. For instance, this farmer right here, he can produce crops year over year over year. He has the same tools. He knows how to do it. He can get it done really, really, really fast. But as we move on, we can find that he makes it even cheaper instead of everyone else doing it the same. And so let me delete this just a little bit. Let me delete this for ya. We have something called economies of scale. New vocab term, economies of scale. And when that farmer makes a ton of crops, each crop is cheaper to buy. Economies of scale. And so the definition of economies of scale, it just means that when we produce more, produce more, each thing gets cheaper. For example, if I produce one car, I'm gonna have to, you know, get tools, get tools, get materials, materials, and make the car, make car. And so I'm gonna say this car, it costed me so much time, it's gonna cost $200,000. And you'd be like, $200,000 for some car that you just made? That seems preposterous. And yeah, it is. But eventually, if we make 10,000 cars, I say I already got the tools for all 10,000 cars, and I got the materials really cheaply, and had a lot of people work overtime to make all those cars. And so for each car, instead, I can sell them for 25,000 per car, per car. And so that's what economies of scale does. It says if we make one car, we have to buy tools, get the materials, and make cars. And so we have to spend all that money onto one car, and it averages to $200,000 per car. But if we have 10,000 cars, we can sell them all for $25,000 per car and pretty much get all of our money back for our tools, all of our materials, and make cars. And so macroeconomics is all about economies of scale. And finally, this was our section of 1.1, just pretty much covering, division of labor, economies of scale, the book The Wealth of Nation, and why it's so important to our economy, and the specialization of labor, and why you should study economics and the terms of scarcity. Yay! Have a good day.